How's everybody doing? So I just wanted to make a quick video. I noticed, there's a big heat wave, and down here we're looking at, mid 90s, high humidities. Our heat indexes are between 100 degrees and 115 degrees. And as the summer progresses and it gets hotter, it's going to be even worse. So for some people, you may be experiencing heat waves and you're not real used to working in extreme heat. Down here, you kind of don't have a choice. You got to work in extreme heat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a few pointers for people who aren't aware, who aren't used to it. Maybe you just started working outside, or you just getting into this hobby and you're getting outside trying to do stuff and you're not used to it. The amount of physical exertion, you may not think it's a lot, but whenever you start doing the same things you're doing in the wintertime or in cooler weather and hotter weather, it changes drastically. The amount of energy exerted changes drastically. So the best thing to do is, obviously, if you're working out in it every day, your body's going to get acclimated to it. But that could be a very long process. You may be miserable for a couple weeks before you finally become acclimated. But if you're gonna just do it, work outside on the weekend and it's supposed to be really super hot, some people may opt out, but me, I don't do that. Weekends are my days to run saws, so it don't matter if it's 30 degrees or 110 degrees, I'm gonna be out there. Now obviously you got to make you got to let your saws idle a little more than you normally would, or run a thicker oil ratio, maybe drop to 32:1 instead of 40:1 or 50:1. Depends on how you run your oil. You may I've been running my saws at 40:1 in this temperature, and I haven't seen any issues yet. You just might want to run them a little fatter than you normally would, because this heat will kill them. It'll kill them quick, especially if you're running dull chains. If it's hot outside, keep your chain sharp, let it idle, and don't overload the saw. As far as your body, don't overload your body either. So just in case, if you've never suffered from heat exhaustion, what happens is you start getting really weak and you'll notice yourself you're not sweating anymore. And then all of a sudden it can be 110 degrees outside and you start getting chills. Okay? You're at the exhaustion point. That's a point where you need to realize that you're in danger. You need to stop everything that you're doing, get in an air conditioner, bring your body temperature down. You got to bring your body temperature down. If you keep going, you run the risk of a stroke, heat stroke. And I'll just go ahead and say the prognosis for heat stroke isn't good. A lot of people usually die once they get that far. There's not a whole lot of people that come back from it. Like, you get that far, we're talking bathtubs full of ice, trying to bring your body temperature down before there's permanent brain damage. It's bad stuff. So that's what you look for. You stop sweating and chills. Alright, now how to counteract this is, when you sweat, your sweat tastes like salt, right? Well, you're essentially, your body's getting low on what they call electrolytes. Now, the only way to replenish electrolytes is to put electrolytes back in your body, or to eat food. The best thing to eat would be complex carbs. Obviously, it's not as easy if you suffer from like diabetes or something like that, but you don't get electrolytes from water unless you have the little powder that you put in the water or whatever. So what I do is I alternate between water and Powerade or Gatorade. Your Gatorade and Powerade has 150 milligrams of sodium, or 6% your daily value of salt, and 21 grams of complex carbs. Which is 7%. That includes 21 grams of added sugar, 41%. I don't exactly know how they're breaking that down right there, but complex carbs get turned into glucose. Your body uses the glucose for energy. And sugars are an empty carbs. It's just a pure energy boost. Doesn't do anything. It's not like a sustained energy boost. It's just a quick energy boost. Complex carbs, glucose, feeds you energy over time. So the best thing to do is prep. You gotta prep for it. You gotta hydrate and replenish electrolytes days before you're going to be out in the heat. And if you're out in the heat all day every day, then it's important that you do this the night before. Lots of water, replenish your electrolytes, eat a good meal that is high in carbs, so your body can store the carbs to be used the next day in the heat. I suggest eating a carb-rich lunch. Not lunch, but if you're going to do it all day, I suggest splitting your meal into 3 portions: one mid-morning, noon, and afternoon, if you're going to be working all the way till dark. And that'll keep you a steady supply of energy throughout the day. And it never hurts to eat a little bit in the morning for breakfast, and then 3 times throughout the day to keep your body going. There's that car, you hear it? Car sounds good. And at any point, and obviously take plenty of breaks. You got to take plenty of breaks to replenish electrolytes and drink plenty of water, because water's not gonna water by itself isn't gonna help you. You can still get heat exhaustion from drinking water because you're never replenishing electrolytes. Matter of fact, last weekend I forgot my Gatorade, and by 3 o'clock I was suffering from heat exhaustion because I forgot to bring my Gatorade. I was only sucking down bottles of water, and it's just not enough. So that's how I stay hydrated and stay able to work in this type of heat. And I just wanted to share that with people. Those of you who may not be accustomed to working in extreme heat, I felt like maybe I ought to share with you my experience and my knowledge of working in extreme heat, being down here in Louisiana. 2 years ago, I was cutting trees, and we had the hottest day of the year. With the heat index, it was up to 115 degrees. The humidity was almost 90%. Bad. bad stuff, super duper hot. You just pace yourself, stay hydrated, replenish those electrolytes, and eat well, and that'll keep you that'll keep your body in a good place. So hope this helps somebody, and till next time, we'll see y'all later.